We arrived in Portugal, and almost immediately I had to make one of the biggest decisions for a child. And that was school. When you move with a young child, school is not just education, it's safety, routine, and emotional stability. So instead of a sightseeing, I went straight to school open days because before exploration, a child needs consistency. We checked several schools, a lot of walking, a stroller, step. This is a real side of relocation with children. At 3, almost 4 years old, children don't tell how they feel. They usually show it with their bodies. I wasn't only listening to what the school promised. I was watching. Does he relax? Does he explore? Does he separate easily? Regulation is the first green flag. We didn't decide fast, and that's important. Playgrounds tell you a lot about a school. I wasn't looking for equipment or design. I was watching how children moved. Is there space to run freely? Space to pause? Space to choose? When children feel safe, their bodies explore naturally. Before rules, before structure, regulation comes from the environment. A calm space creates calm behavior. Even a small green garden can help children feel calm and settle in a new environment. In Portugal, there are different options: public schools, private schools, international, Cambridge-based, French, German, American. Each works differently for different families. There is no perfect system, only the right fit. In one school that we visited, I felt more at ease. I noticed that he started moving further away from me. He was more playful. That's the moment I trust the most. That's when I knew we were close to choosing the one. After a long day, he fell asleep in the stroller and I sat down to have some tea. At this point, I stopped focusing on emotions and started comparing options very practically. There was a French school, but that would mean starting with a third language immediately. There was an American-style school, very focused on performance and success, which can be great, but didn't feel right for a child in transition. There were Portuguese schools, but he doesn't speak the language yet and didn't want language stress to come before emotional safety. Then there was a Cambridge-based school with English-speaking teachers and a large Russian-speaking community. It offered continuity to his Russian language skills and a softer entry to a second language, and less pressure during the adaptation. Sitting here with a quiet meal, I realized we had made a good choice. Finally, I could reward myself enjoying something simple and nourishing. I felt grounded to pause, to reflect, and to acknowledge that this first big step was done. There's still much to do, but the top priority, my child's safety and stability, was checked off my list. If you are choosing a school in another country, listen to your child's body and trust your own intuition.